Do you know what the difference between winners and losers is? One of the differences, winners take the first step. Losers always have an excuse. Winners say, okay, I'm going to do it, and they do it. They take the first step. That doesn't mean they jump off a cliff. It just means they take the first step. And if you take the first step, the second step will appear. And the third step will appear. It's almost like those lights that light up as you walk along. But what happens is that you take the first step, every subsequent step will appear. And surprise, surprise, you'll turn around a week, a month, a year, or some years later, look back, and you'll have accomplished extraordinary things. And people say, wait, you're sure lucky. You're sure? It wasn't luck at all. I worked at it, worked at it, worked at it. So, it's really important. So, and with regard to achievement, one of the things that I'm adamant about is every person, as I said this morning, has to commit to being in the top 10% of their field. If you don't want to be in the top 10% of your field, if you don't care enough to be in the top 10% of your field, what that tells you is that you're in the wrong field and that you're in great danger of wasting your life. Because the greatest regrets that people have is they turn around when they're 40 or 50 and say, I don't know why I stayed in that job for 20 years. I hated it from the time I got in it. So the greatest time wasters in life, the two major time wasters in life, can you guess what they are? Number one is staying in the wrong job. And the wrong job is one you don't want to be excellent at. This is the right job you want to be good at, and you're willing to make the efforts. The second is to stay in the wrong relationship. Staying in the wrong relationship for years and years, because at the end of the day, it's all gone. Everything you invested is gone. But what happens is you spend all that time, at the end, you got nothing, you start over. So it's really important that you look at the great time wasters. I'm so glad you're here, because it means that you've chosen to take a crucial step toward the success you've always dreamed of. During this video, I'm going to discuss the rules for peak performance, the science, and the system behind success. When we're through today, you'll understand that success is a science, and you can create your own. As human beings, we have a success instinct, but most people don't realize that they can actually predict their own level of success. So why are some people more successful than others? If you're watching this video, chances are you want to improve your quality of life. You're tired of looking at your friends or acquaintances and even strangers and wondering what they've done differently or better than you have to experience a better quality of life. There's nothing will make you madder than to meet somebody who's dumber than you, who's making more money than you. They have more money, nicer lives, better health, better jobs, better businesses, better homes, and better families, and you know that they're no better, smarter, or more talented than you are. Why is this? Let me start by telling you what doesn't set them apart. It's not their IQ, their childhood, or their ability to network. So what does set the ultra-successful person apart from the mediocre? While it may have seemed like mystery and chance in the past, there's actually a science to success. And when you apply the scientific principles to your own life, you can learn to operate at peak performance and set yourself up for predictable, automatic success in every area of your life. Your personal life, your family, your income, your business. Here's the best way to define success. The most important thing you can do is to decide exactly what success means to you. What would your life look like if you made it into a masterpiece? All great achievement begins with your decision of what it is you really want, and then dedicating yourself wholeheartedly to attaining it. There are 7 desires or goals that we all have in common. The first and easily the most important is peace of mind. You'll find that you can evaluate how well you're doing at any given time in your life by how much inner peace you enjoy. If for any reason you compromise your values or go against that little voice inside, your peace of mind is the first thing to suffer. The second common desire we all have is that we all want to be healthy and have high levels of energy. Just as peace of mind is your natural mental state, your health and energy is your natural and normal physical state. In health, you find your true energy and radiance. If you achieve all kinds of things in the material world but have the absence of health, you'll never get any pleasure from your other accomplishments. Now, the third ingredient of success is happy relationships with people you love and people who love and care about you. In fact, Your ability to enter into and maintain long-term relationships is the essence of your personality. It demonstrates the way that you get along with others and the way that they get along with you. Now, the fourth ingredient of success is financial freedom. Financial freedom means that you're making enough money so that you don't have to think about it continually, or, best of all, that you never think about it at all. Most people worry about money all the time, and that's a lousy way to live. Nearly 80% of the population is preoccupied with money problems. They think about it when they wake up, and they think about it during the day, and they think about it when they go to sleep at night, and sometimes it keeps them awake at night. The only way for you to achieve financial freedom is for you to define your financial goals clearly and then make plans to achieve those goals. The fifth ingredient of success is having worthy goals and ideals. You need to feel that your life stands for something, that you're making a valuable contribution to the world. Self-awareness is the sixth ingredient of success. Now, self-awareness is a critical part of mental health. This is how you discover why you react and respond the way you do to people and situations around you. Successful people understand themselves and why they think and feel the way they do, and that's one of the things that you learn. When you can understand and accept yourself, you can begin moving forward in other areas of your life. The seventh ingredient of success is personal fulfillment, what Abraham Maslow called self-actualization. This is the feeling that you are becoming everything that you're capable of becoming, that you're realizing your full potential for happy living. When you have the courage to decide exactly what you want, you begin the process of unlocking your hidden powers to succeed. Now, there are three essential results or benefits of success. The first benefit of success is that you'll start to see your self-esteem rise. You'll like yourself more. You feel more valuable and important. The second benefit is that you'll achieve a level of self-respect that you may never have had before. You really see yourself as an outstanding person. And finally, the third measure of success is you'll take tremendous personal pride in who you are and what you're capable of doing. There are 7 rules for peak performance. The first rule is that your life only gets better when you get better. The second rule is that it doesn't matter where you're coming from. All that really matters is where you're going. The third key to success is anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first, and often it's worth doing poorly many times until you master the task or activity. The fourth rule is that you can learn anything you need to learn to achieve any goal you can set for yourself. All success skills are learnable. All business skills are learnable. All money-making skills are learnable. Everyone who is good at them today was at one time terrible at them and could not do them at all. And what hundreds of thousands and millions of other people have learned, you can learn as well. The fifth rule for success is that you are only as free as your options. You're only as free as your well-developed alternatives. If you didn't do this, you could do that. If you didn't do that, you could do this, because you have a wide range of skills and possibilities. The sixth rule for peak performance is that within every difficulty you face is the seed of an equal or greater benefit or opportunity. The seventh and final rule for success is that the only real limits on what you can do are self-imposed. You see, there's no limits on the outside. The limits always exist on the inside. Once you master the 7 rules for peak performance, you're well on your way to living among those you may have previously envied. You're well on your way to experiencing everything you've ever dreamed of, to living a life of ultra success, however you define it. Because this is really essential for you to enjoy great success, great happiness, and to accomplish extraordinary things. Now, here's what we know, is that you are far more capable and competent and powerful than you imagine. You have within you right now the ability to vastly exceed all of your previous levels of accomplishment. One of the things that I teach over and over again is that your greatest successes lie in the future. Your greatest achievements are in the future. greatest things you're going to do with your life are still in the future. And you have unlimited abilities to achieve them. You are capable of taking complete charge of your life in every area and directing your future in any way that you deem desirable or necessary. Now, the attitude of self-responsibility, of being proactive rather than passive or reactive, is a common quality of all high-achieving men and women. By accepting responsibility for your life and for everything that happens to you, you develop a sense of control that makes you more positive, more creative, and more focused in every area of your life. In this session, you learn a series of specific ideas that you can use to take charge of every part of your life right away. You learn the characteristics and qualities of highly responsible people and how, by changing your attitude, you can become the primary creative force in your own life. And we talked earlier about leadership. And the key quality of leadership is self-responsibility. You cannot imagine a leader in any field who does not accept complete responsibility for results, complete responsibility for success. The acceptance of personal responsibility is absolutely essential for high levels of self-esteem, self-respect, and personal pride. Now, I remember when I was 21 years old and I was a construction worker and I was living in a small apartment and I had no money and it was freezing outside, so I couldn't go out. And I was sitting there thinking about my life. I had no education, I had no skills, and no money. And then it was like a light bulb went off and I realized this was my life and I am responsible for my own life. I am responsible for everything that happens to me from this point forward. I still remember that time and date and place because my life was completely different afterwards. And so will yours be. Now, self-responsibility is a vital quality of peak performance. Self-responsibility is the difference between proactivity, which means that you decide what to do, and reactivity, where you just react to what is happening and hope for the best. So the great question is, who's in charge of your life? Who is in charge of your life? And the answer is that you are in charge of your life, 100%.